so that after this meeting, I will send you the recording, also the presentation, so you don't have to write a lot. And so then you will be able to review or share with the people who might be interested in this topic. Also, as I mentioned, please use this chat function. If you have some questions, please put them in the chat at once, and then later on I will answer them at the end of the presentation. Yeah, and if you write the question, please use the option to everybody. Yes, so then let me start with introducing ourselves. My name is Jana, and I'm one half of a company called Growing Ltd. And we are together with Anda, we are distributors of Genos International solutions in the Baltics, as well as we are really passionate about well-being in all forms, including mental well-being, emotional, physical, social, and as well as environmental. So that's also our passion that we are really, let's say, talking about and teaching about. And today we want to talk about emotional intelligence, and the main topics that we will cover is what it is, very shortly, because I believe that all of you know. Why should we care? Just small snapshot. And how is emotional intelligence related to employee engagement? Then, of course, I will introduce to Genos International and to the tools that we can offer you. All the tools for assessing and developing emotional intelligence in your company, in your organizations, or in your client organizations, if you are a coach or trainee or consultant. And at the end, we will also talk about how to become a Genos certified emotional intelligence practitioner. So that's also an option to really do what we are doing. Okay, so let's get rolling. And but before we start, and I see that more people are joining, I would like you to ask you to quickly fill in this poll. And Paul is asking, where did you get information about this webinar? Because we are new in this business and new also for Lithuanians. So please just click in. Where did you get information about our webinar? And we would appreciate your answer very, very much. Okay. Oh. So almost everybody have voted, and yeah, I think I can share the information with you. Nothing confidential. So yeah, we have from HR Association several people, and from Kaunas as well, and LinkedIn has worked pretty well. Okay, yeah, here are the results. Okay, now then back to the topic. Yeah, back to the topic of emotional intelligence. So what is happening in the world right now, and in the business world as well? As you know, World Economic Forum every 5 years are, let's say, setting up the top 10 most, let's say, needed skills for the period of 5 years. And in 2015, they said that emotional intelligence will be one of the top 10 employment skills. And actually, this kind of, in a way, terrible time, but also educational time or COVID time taught us that actually it is the topic for the business and also for in the personal lives, that emotional intelligence has been put in the spotlight actually in 2020. And why so? Because we all are experiencing different kind of feelings, and it's not like business as usual. So all this VUCA time has brought up maybe emotions that we didn't even notice, and both in a private life and also in a business life. Also, LinkedIn has made research, and one of the top 5 soft skills, as they call it, is emotional intelligence. And the same World Economic Forum has made an outlook for 2022, and still emotional intelligence is there. And I believe, and we believe, that it won't go away, because yeah, and in the rise of artificial intelligence, and also in this VUCA times, uncertain times, emotional intelligence is the one that will help us probably to get through all the time. So to be on the same, let's say, kind of on the same wave, I would say that there are several or many actually definitions of what is emotional intelligence, starting from ability to understand, use, and manage your own emotions and emotions of others. But we like this definition of founder of Genos, who says that emotional intelligence is about making intelligent responses to negative feelings and using specific skills to generate positive emotions in self and others through being present, empathetic, genuine, resilient, and empowering in our behavior as often as possible. And here in this definition you see, and also what attracted me to this topic, and also to the Genos assessment approach, is that it's a skill that you can develop. It's nothing white fluffy that what are we talking about, what is emotional intelligence. It's actually the skill that you can develop. You can assess, and then you can develop it further on, and you can do it whole your life actually, because each of us has something to work on. And here, just to give a small let's say snapshot to why should we care, because there are a million or a lot of researches, a lot of scientific studies that say why emotional intelligence is important. And here, just going quickly through, only 42% of employers believe that the new students that are coming out of the high schools are adequately prepared to be an appropriate workforce with their social and emotional skills, actually. So this is a worrying sign. Also, Gallup has found out that people leave mainly because of bad bosses, but that's not the news. I think we all know that. Also, bad bosses are the main reason why teams perform less productively or less profitably. And even there has been research in the US how brutal bosses, let's say, are, let's say, creating the situation that people are getting even depression. And research of Center of Emotional Intelligence found out that 50%, half of employees are using words stressed, frustrated, overwhelmed to describe their feelings at work, and that's not good news, I would like to say. Because it's not only in US all the researchers done, but also we made, let's say, kind of research and summarized our research that we did during the COVID times in March and May. We had more than 700 participants from 22 organizations, and we asked them, how often do you feel this or experience these feelings at work? What is okay to feel at work, and what would be ideal state? So the blue line shows how I feel now. Let's say here, blue line shows how I feel now. Black line is what is okay to feel in current situation, and the red line shows what is the ideal state for me to be productive, efficient, and good employee. So what did we find out? We found out that, and here you have to look at the biggest gaps between, let's say, blue line, and even don't go to the ideal. Let's look at least of this black line, expected, yeah? Let's have a realistic goals. And during the March and May, the biggest gap, what we saw, is that people feel exhausted. Second biggest is disorganized. And the third biggest gap in the feelings is in the stress and informed. So what does it mean? It means that the main gaps are in the these negative side of the feelings, and this is the issue that we have to really look into in each organization and see what can we do about. Because let's say, as you look at the informed, you see that this, for me to be productive, informed is the most important, let's say, feeling or state, as well as productive. So what people are saying us, people are saying that we want to give value, we want to give our time and energy, and we want to see the results. So but on the other side, we see that they experience pretty, let's say, not so efficient feelings that should be taken care of. So issue of emotional intelligence is on the spotlight, and here we see both in abroad and also in Latvia what we can see. So now I ask you to have a piece of paper and a pen, and let's experience emotional intelligence. So now take a second and remember your best boss, and write his or her name on the piece of paper. So write the name so you can remember what you are thinking about. So remember your best boss, best ever you had. Okay, and now I will ask you 3 questions, and you write down your answers. So first question: what 3 words would you use to describe this person? So take a moment, think about this person, think about your best boss. And what are 3 words that how you would describe this person? Just write down on the piece of paper or remember. Second question: how this person made, or if you have now the best boss, makes you feel. How this person makes you feel. Also write 1 or 2 words. What first comes into mind if you think about this person? And the third question is: how willing are you or were you on doing more than expected? So giving your discretionary effort. So it means doing more than expected from you for this person, for this boss. And here let's have a scale from 1 to 10. 1's meaning not at all. I will not move my finger or my hair to do something more for this person. And 10, I could move mountains and do whatever I can imagine to really make my boss or team happy. So together with this boss or myself. So from 1 to 10, what will you give? So, okay. And now we will go to the bit darker side. And let's remember your worst boss that you ever had. Again, write the name of the paper on the paper, or just initials. And yeah, think about it. And now again, the same 3 questions. What 3 words would you use to describe this person? And just write down first 3 words that comes into your mind, thinking about your worst boss. How this person made or makes you feel, if unfortunately you are still working with this person. So how this worst boss makes or made you feel. Just again, some few words that comes into mind. And yeah, how willing are you to do more than expected for this person? Again, from 1 to 10. 1 will not move any finger, or 10, I'm ready to do whatever it takes to for the boss. Great. So now I would like us to get into a bit more interaction, and please let's go to our best boss back, and please write in the chat what would be the 3 words that describes this best boss. So write at least 1 word. What was the 1 word that came first into your mind thinking about your best boss? Okay, please write in the chat what comes into your mind. So he gives you psychological safety, okay, but what describes this person? So if you think about your best boss, how you would describe him? Yeah, respectful, encouraging, okay. What else? Helpful, okay. Competent, friendly, good communicator, optimist, okay. Calm, nice. Innovative, encouraging, passionate. Fantastic words. How this person made you feel? So now the second question, how this person made you feel or makes you feel? Trusted, okay, useful, self-confident, respected, inspired, great, competent and valued, motivated, fantastic. Okay, now now I ask you just to give me 1 number. So how willing were you to give your discretionary effort to this person or do more than expected from you? So 1 number from 1 to 10. 10. Okay, thank you, Monica. Wow, you have had the great bosses. Fantastic. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay, now we are going to again back to this dark side of our bosses, and let's get to your worst boss. So first question was, what 3 words would you use to describe this person? What first came into mind? 1 or 2 or 3? What did you write down? What was the words? Confused, changes his mind often, disrespectful. Okay. What else? Passive. Not keeping the word. Not keeping promises, right? Aggressive even. Oh my God. All right. Then now let's get to the second question. How this person made you feel? So if he was or she was passive aggressive, not keeping the word, disrespectful, how they made you feel? Scared. Okay. Even scared. Okay. What else came into your mind? Unmotivated. I have never been valued. Need to start looking for another job. Right. Yeah. Confused. Okay. And now let's have the last question about discretionary effort. So how willing were you to do more than expected from you for this person, for your worst boss? So from 1 to 10, 1 figure, what did you write down? 3, 5, 3, okay, 5, 4, Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Great, thank you very much. I appreciate very much that you are sharing your experiences. That is fantastic. So when you will look at this at your experience, we saw that calm, optimist, confident, friendly, innovative boss made you feel trusted, useful, worthy, respected, self-confident, and you were ready to move mountains for this person, right? And on the other hand, person who was disrespectful, passive, even aggressive, made you feel scared and looking for to look for another job. And discretionary effort was starting from 3 to 5. So actually, okay, you might do something, but not too much. And that shows and everywhere. Of course, this is specific for this category, but it's nothing new actually. That we also saw in our research made in Latvia in one company, where we saw that the best boss who was caring, like the teacher type, made his team feel like this. So you see all the lines are very, very close from what I'm feeling now and what I expect to feel. And this was the boss who was micromanaging, not giving clear tasks and KPIs. So that's how the people felt in this team. Yeah. So it shows up everywhere, and you experience it yourself also with your bosses. So what can we do with the information if you are an HR manager, for example, or consultant or trainer? You can think about now, just about your organization or your client's organization. Who is like your best boss? Have you noticed that kind of person in your surrounding, in your organization or client's organization? And how many of those you see? And how these people affect productivity, retention, engagement, profitability, cooperation, maybe even culture, clients. So think about it. And also think about this dark side, about the worst bosses. How many of people around you in your organization or client's organization are like your worst bosses? Because you see them, right? And how do these people affect all the above mentioned things? Have you noticed that? And actually what you did now, when you are thinking in these terms, in a simplistic way, in a way you have made an assessment for your company, in a way very simplistically, but still you see the person's how they behave, and you see what are the results out of this, what your clients are saying and teams. Okay, so we also talked about discretionary effort. Well, that's clearly related to your engagement. So in our quick survey, you said that how your manager behaves or behaved affect how you felt, and that's how you felt affect your engagement and your readiness to do more, right? So it comes down to your behavior as a manager. So how you behave affects how people feel, and how people feel affects their engagement and the final results out of this cooperation. And yeah, so here, you can see the definition of engagement. I will not go into details, but here you see that it's about emotions and emotional attachment from both sides. Yeah, and just to support what I'm saying and what you experienced yourself, there are also many researches done, and this was done in IBM. In 3 big countries actually, where each of these dots symbolize the group of managers. And what we see here, we see that actually this turning point is approximately around emotional intelligent, let's say this index around 75, where we see there are no actively disengaged persons. There are few not engaged, but there are many, many engaged people. So the higher your emotional intelligence as a leader, the more engaged people you got. Okay, so yeah, what can we offer you and your teams and your clients? Genos International is the company that is founded by Dr. Ben Palmer, and it comes from its birthplace is Australia, and still there he is living there and working there. And what is important that this company has got awards as the best or one of the top 20 assessment and evaluation companies in a training industry, not only in emotional intelligence, but in all assessments and evaluations. As well as we are cooperating with ICF. So it means that we are business partners and we give points to the coaches as well for completing the training. And what was important for me when I chose to cooperate with Genos is that it is approved by Consortium for Research on Emotional Intelligence in Organizations, and founder of this consortium is Daniel Goleman, who is like the godfather of emotional intelligence, as you know. So it was really important point also for us to start this cooperation. And we understand that this is really, let's say, valid tools. So here you see how Genos looks on the world map, and there are more than 7,500 certified practitioners, and also we already have 21 in the Baltics, mainly Latvia. But we are working towards to getting more practitioners, of course, in Lithuania and in Estonia as well. So you see wide range of clients, starting from pharmaceutical companies, production companies, airlines, hotels, IT companies, so yeah, governments and so on. So we have a good base of clients here. And now to the tools, what we can offer you to how to assess and develop the emotional intelligence. So Genos has, let's say, worked out a model that contains 6 competencies. So these are the main competencies for emotional intelligence. And Dr. Ben Palmer has been working for many years and evaluated a lot of assessment these tools and as well as models, and this is what he came together with other colleagues from Swinburne University in Australia. So this model came out of this cooperation. So 6 competencies: self-awareness, awareness of others, authenticity, emotional reasoning, self-management, and positive influence. And here on the right hand side you see that if you as a as a manager or as an employee, if you are self-aware, then others would, let's say, describe you as a present, as the one who is aware of his or her emotions and doesn't just react like this, but understands that, okay, now I'm feeling angry or now I'm feeling sad. And then when you are aware of your emotions, then you can, let's say, decide what to do with it or not. If you say that you are not self-aware, then people mainly see you as disconnected, so like living in your own universe, and so on. So if you are aware of others, then others see you as empathetic, or if not, then more like insensitive person. The model is the same for employees or any specialist, and the only difference, if we look at the leaders, from the leaders' perspective, they also, all the 5 competencies are the same, but the 6th is more about inspiring performance, about how you inspire, empower your people to to get the best out of yourselves, right? How you create a positive working environment for others, how you help other people to resolve some emotional issues, and so on. How you motivate people to reach higher goals. So that's the only difference for the leaders model. So now I will show you how the, let's say, assessment report looks like. So you can see what is the result, what you get if you make this assessment. What I forgot to mention, that under these 6 competencies, there are 7 behaviors. So also, when we started this, let's say, cooperation, it was very important also for me that we are measuring concrete behaviors. It's nothing about personality traits, characteristics, some things that, yeah, that it's hard maybe sometimes to evaluate. But this is about behavior that everybody can see. This is how you show up at your workplace, maybe with your clients, how you behave, how you look, yeah, what is your behavior? And under each of these 6 competencies, there are 7 behaviors that are assessed. So when you look at the report, then you see that we also ask raters how familiar they are with you. So make so that this assessment is valid, and also how the response, how consistent are the responses. If the consistency is high, then it means that you are, let's say, behaving similar way with a lot of people. If it's very low, then it means that maybe you have some favorites and not so favorites. So it also gives some insight about your behavior. Then in the report, you see the results for each competence. So you see, I will explain in the next slide further on how to read it. So here you see what is your self-awareness, awareness of others, and so on. And you can see also each assessed behavior. So you see that, for example, this behavior, that what is expected, how you demonstrate it, and what is the difference. And last but not least, when we are discussing about the results, then we are asking people to get their insights, what the main takeaways, what are actions they are planning to do, and what they can do, and also what are the benefits of those actions. So to get to the buy-in for these actions. So here you can see how the report looks in a closer look. And then what do? We ask for each of behaviors, we ask how important is that, for example, your manager makes you feel appreciated. How important is that for you? And here we see, let's say, on 5. And then we ask, but how he demonstrates it? What is his level of demonstration? So is it significantly less than others, average, typical, or significantly more than others? Or, yeah. So here you can see what people expect from you and how you demonstrate it. And what is, I think, very important for this assessment, what it makes also in a way unique, is that it's not some, I don't know, benchmark from outside that this is the level of importance of, let's say, average manager. No, this is what your people expect from you. How important is for them that you are aware of them. And cultures are different, and maybe in some companies or some teams it's just fairly important that you do so, and you are also behaving in an average typical way, so it's fine. If you want to know how the, let's say, the benchmark looks like, then it's then you look at this quadrant, and you see that this is the average typical manager who has filled in this assessment from all over the world. 25% of the worst results are taken away, and 25% of the best results are taken away. So it's like middle results, average results. And but as I say to the managers and to the people who are let's say being assessed, I said this is not the most important. I mean, most important is what people expect from you and how you behave. And if you look at the behaviors, then you also can see that here are the, let's say, colors, which shows that with the green color is probably your strengths, with the yellow color is the thing that you have to pay attention to, but nothing critical yet, and with the oranges that this is probably your priority. So you have to see, okay, people expect from you that, or they say that it's very highly important, and you just deliver on a level of average and typical. Okay, so that's how the report looks like. What else? When we present the results to the managers or to the work employees or specialists, we also give them development tips workbook. So they are, after the debrief session, they are not left alone. And in this debrief or this development tips workbook, they can see different tips and ideas how to, let's say, be better aware of others. And also for each behavior, they can also see some ideas or advices. So to make others feel appreciated, you can thank people more, consult when you make decisions, and so on. So for each behavior, for each out of 42 behaviors, you get some ideas and tips how to develop it. Also, you can get an engagement snapshot, as we talked before, that how you behave also affects engagement, and it can be added to the assessment or it can be taken away as well. So as you wish. And here we have, it's really a snapshot. We ask 8 questions to see how much praise, persistent, perform, and perfect people are towards you. And then you can see, are they engaged, nearly engaged, not engaged, and so on. So this is, this can be added also to any of assessments. So what in total, what do we have? We have assessment, self-assessment, 180 and 360 for everybody. We have also leaders assessment, the same types. And what else we have? We have assessment for sales managers. But for those who have their own customer portfolio, it will not work for the the store clerks or so on. But for let's say relationship managers, it would work very well. So you can assess both any employee, leaders, and also sales managers. As a support, of course, we assess, we understand how it looks like, and then we can also make a full-day training program, developing engaging leaders, mindful leaders, emotionally intelligent leaders, resilient leaders, or emotionally intelligent salesperson. And all the workbooks that we give to the participants are personalized and also include those assessment results. So 1-day training program to develop the skills, or the skills of your leaders. How to hire best or emotionally intelligent people. There is a specific selection report made for assessing emotional intelligence, and this is a self-assessment where is 70, let's say, questions, and 12 questions are more like to catch out the socially desirable responses. And this report is timed, because if they fill in the 360 report or 188 report, it's no time limits. Yeah, you can take as much as time you need. But here it's timed, so ensure that people are not looking up for the correct answers. And it gives, if let's say you have 3-4 candidates, you can give this selection report and see which best fits your company. And another great tool that we have is Emotional Climate Index. And this, as you saw previously, measures 5 positive feelings and 5 negative feelings, and in 3 states. So this tool is electronic, available on any electronic device. It also, as I said, yeah, it measures the most frequent these emotions. But what is a good feature, if you need to change all of these emotions that you want to measure, or several, then you can do. That's possible. Yeah. So you measure the current, expected, and ideal state. We can put in any demographic. Is it based on departments they work, or age, or working place, or gender, whatever you like. And for the rater, it takes 5 to 7 minutes to fill out. It's really, really easy to use. And it's also a great tool for assessing, I don't know, some change process or some training process before and after. So you see, did it work in a way that you were expected or not? Yeah, and another thing that you can get right now, you can go to this website that is marked up, and you can, let's say, measure the return on investment if you decide to invest in emotional intelligence. And this calculator is really based on really many scientific studies, but from your side, you have to just fill in six measurements. For example, number of employees, sick days, annual salary, and also, yeah, how much, for example, this emotional intelligence training costs. And then the system, this calculator will calculate what will be return on investment. So by investing I don't know, euro in emotional intelligence training, you will get, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 euros, depending on what your statistics is. So I encourage you just to try out with your figures and see how it looks like. So just to summarize how the process looks. So if you want to assess any person in your company or team, then there is an intro session that takes 2 hours where we'll explain what is emotional intelligence, why it's important, and how all this process will be organized. Then there's assessment that will take, depending on how many participants, 2 to 4 weeks. And the next step is the brief session. So what we encourage, let's say, if it's leadership 360-degree assessment, then it would be great to have a 1.5-hour debrief session where we explain the results, how to read them, and create the action plan. Because there is no use of any assessment if there is no action plan afterwards. And of course, we can make any training program to develop necessary leadership skills, or engaging, or emotional intelligence, or resilient, or yeah, all these 5 types of training programs. So this is how the process looks like if you would like to assess your managers, employees, sales managers. So in total, we would say that what are the benefits of Genos assessments? So they measure behaviors that can be improved. It's not personality trait or whatever. It focuses on development. So there is before and after measurement. There are tips, workbook tips. There is takes into account individual context. So it's not, yeah, typically you have to behave this, but what people expect from you and how do you behave. Also, there is possibility to give, let's say, free text, write whatever you think about, and what would you suggest as a rater. And also you can include engagement snapshot, so if it's okay. And if you look at the overall package, then we can say that it covers all the processes for HR, where you want to put in some aspect of emotional intelligence. So you can hire for emotional intelligence. Then in the selection report, I forgot to tell that you have also interview questions. So again, some advices and tips how to carry out the interview for each of these competencies. You can, and then when you onboard, you can again measure how this person feels in this organization, how others sees them, and then also as a development tool further on. Now, so how to become a certified Genos practitioner, and what's in it for you and maybe your organization if you are, let's say, HR learning and development specialist or HR manager. So you can become a certified Genos practitioner, and the benefits, what you get. So you can work with, or if you are a coach or trainer or consultant, or sell all the Genos emotional intelligence products and programs. So you will get access to them. You can deliver all these 5-day training, 5 one-day training programs with full scripts, with all facilitator notes, ready presentations. Of course, you can support your organization or clients in recruiting emotionally intelligent people. You can utilize this emotional culture index for free as a practitioner. You have access to Genos University, free for life. So if you get as a practitioner, then you can get access for all your life. And Genos University is the, let's say, website where all the most updated and new researches and information about emotional intelligence is gathered on. So it's a really supporting tool for you as an emotional intelligence practitioner. So there are key talks and keynotes and all this is included. Of course, you will be part of Genos Tribe, where we all share knowledge and experience. It's a fun tribe. Also, when you are getting certified, you are getting your 180-degree assessment. So let's say you say, okay, I want to be a certified Genos practitioner. Then the first step will be that you will get an assessment of yourself. So you will experience the product that you are probably giving to your organization or selling further to your clients. And if the test or the certification exam is passed, then you get the, let's say, this status of certified Genos International emotional intelligence practitioner. And if you are ICF coach, you also receive those hours additional. So the cost of this training is 1,500 euros. But also, if you apply until 1st of October, you can get 15% discount. So don't wait and write us a message. And also for persons who are part of HR association, this 50% is also included. And yeah, how and why to become a practitioner. So if you are interested in emotional intelligence, as I was, I thought, oh, this is a great topic to fulfill my my portfolio, working with leaders and managers. If you are working inside the organization in learning and development or recruitment or HR manager, you can also become a certified practitioner. And then just check out our homepages and apply by writing to this email. And in any time you can call us and ask the questions, what maybe bothers or you don't understand something. So feel free to call us. So what are the possibilities to get certified this year? So we will have certification training in English online in November. So these are the dates for 8 90-minute sessions. So you can see, is it available? And all of them are starting at 2 p.m. There is also possibility to talk with master trainer, like optional bonus practice session. So before the certification exam, you can also get practice. And yeah, our master trainer, Evia, will be the one carrying out this training. So in Lithuania, we have 2 existing practitioners, so you can check them out in our homepage. Donata and Auste, and here we want to the ones who stayed until the end, or the ones who are watching this recording, we would like to give you an offer. So if you buy one of our the assessments, 180, 360, or self-assessment, then you can get the emotional climate index for your team, for example, or for some other team if you decide to, for free. So this is the deal, that you just write us and say, hey, I participated or I watched your webinar and I want to get this deal. So get one assessment and buy one assessment and get emotional climate index for free. Yeah, and to finalize this webinar, I would like to say in the words of Maya Angelou, the famous poet and great woman, I would say, that what she's saying, that people may forget what you say, people may forget what you do, but they will never forget how you make them feel. And I think it was this first exercise that we did in the beginning about worst and best boss. I think you proved that you never forget how they made you feel. So that's about it from my side. Maybe there are any questions that you would like to ask, and I will now stop the recording and we can start with questions if you have.